BIS 302. Let's do this. Module 6 has arrived. I'm a little late, but I am not going to apologize. I don't think I hurt anybody. All right, so let's, before we get into it, I did send out that email with the survey links this morning. When you get a chance, please help your peers by taking part in those. I am going to do those as well. Now, I am compiling another list for round 2 that I'll send out probably Monday morning, I guess. So any of you that have some stragglers there that want to have some class peer participation, we'll see what we can do by getting another email sent to everyone. I didn't know if Canvas was going to hot link it. I did mention that, but it looks like it did. So you guys are good there. Just help contribute to that. Okay. Time remaining reminder. What do we got? Today's the 3rd. We're done on the 13th. 10-day warning is in effect. Plan accordingly. You guys got this. Late work reminder. If you are relatively up to date already, like this is module 6. So again, if you have your module 4 and 5 done and things, you don't have to ask me for an extension anymore. Just get it done. I will not ding you for late fees, and I just want you to work efficiently and not worry about me kind of coming down, putting a hammer down you. I don't operate like that. This is a short course. Life happens. Let's get it done when we can get it done. You guys know your schedules. Sometimes they're, a little different in the summer. So I get it. Don't worry about it. All right, just turn it in. And again, for the 80 millionth time, that's C hyperbole. I can't do anything after August 13th. Okay, need to have everything done by then. All right. So let's talk about quick how to calculate your grade potential, because I'm getting some questions about that. As we get closer to the end, I expect there's going to be a little more confusion once you start figuring out like, what am I going to get? What am I going to get? For some people, A is a must, and I get that, and great, props to you, forks up. For some people, B is solid. It is solid. My oldest son graduated from ASU with a low 3 point, and he said, "Dad," he used the Seinfeld line, "Dad, I'm not showing off, and I'm not falling behind. I'm right in the meaty part of the curve." So, you get for that. And then the C people, hey, get there, get that pass, get that 3 credits. You need it, right? And then some people just might not make it. Okay. And again, for everybody, no shame, no apologies. All right. Um, you got this, whether it's now, later, never, you know. Okay. So just relieve that stress. But look at your score, your grades. Okay. Look at your grade. And I think you'll get a list like I see for you. If I click on your name and I go into it, on the bottom, it'll show like total points out of a certain amount. Your earned points out of total points. It'll show it in 3 categories, I believe: assignments, quizzes, submissions, discussions. I don't know, but there's 3 of them. Add them all up, see how many points you have. Okay. Take a look at see how many points you can still get. Okay. Those are your 2 differentials. You got to see now how many points you need. How many points you need to get a 700 for a C, a 800 for a B, a 900 for an A. So obviously you're going to subtract the number you have from what the number you need to find out from the number you still have out there to what you need. You know what I'm talking about. God, I suck at math. But anyways, you just divide that and you'll find out, hey, I got to get like only 70% of the final points to get my B, A, C, whatever. All right. So figure it out, because remember, it's a points-based system. So you might be seeing 86%, but you can still get an A on that, because I think, like I said, we have 1,045 points available in this class. And again, to remind you, I think it's 1,045. It's not, it's 1,050, but worst case, it's 1,045 times 0.90. 90% of those, I'm sorry, doing it wrong again. Okay, so let's say 900 points. Okay, let's see, I'm sorry. 1,045 points. Okay, so you need 900 to get an A out of 1,045 equals 86.12%. See, so you only need to get an 86% in this class to get an A because I have more than 1,000 points. All right. I think the same will work for a B. So B is 800 points divided by 1045. You need a 76.5 to get a B. God, am I giving the grades away here or what? And then 700 divided by 1045 equals 66.9. So 67% to get a C. All right. It's because I have the extra credit points built in. All right. So don't lose hope. But if you're thinking of when you see those percentages, you're kind of freaking out like, I got to have 90% to get an A. No, you don't, not in this class. All right. I belabored that and pointed out. You guys should, you're college students, I guess you should know that, right? Okay. So let's go with Easter egg number 1 right away, which is finish strong. Finish strong, you guys. Okay. All right. Learning objectives, module 6. By the end of this module, students will be able to collect data. Hey, we're getting into that now. Learn to analyze qualitative data by coding, doing meaning fields, and validity horizons. The reason I'm telling you guys I didn't want you doing qualitative, okay? You don't have time to learn how to do, you learn it, but to do it, qualitative, coding, meaning fields, validity horizons, good luck with that. If it's your first time, I mean, it intimidates me. Okay, learn to analyze quantitative data by using descriptive statistics. Remember, that's not a descriptive method or descriptive design, just using the word descriptive in there to talk about statistics, all right? All right, so we'll get into those as we talk about this. The readings, Leedy, chapters 11 and 12, it's approximately 70 pages. One chapter is about qualitative data. There is quantitative / mixed methods. All right, I'll talk about that in a minute. There are 3 presentations, Adobe presentations of approximately 33 minutes altogether. Okay, and I copied the samples from Module 5, put them into Module 6. Samples of final papers are there, okay? Use those, all right? And let's see here. Okay, so I think I can get into, let's do this. Okay, regarding all this qualitative work and learning you're doing when I'm telling you to do quantitative, what's that all about? Well, obviously it's about the fact that there's quantitative and there's qualitative methodologies, okay? And if you're learning about research, you need to learn about both, okay? And then the mixed methods in between. Then there's all these different designs, ethnographic, survey, historical, case study, phenomenological, experimental, correlative, causal, comparative, all these different ones. You've seen these now. Obviously, we're not doing all of them. We can't do everything, right? But we can learn about it. So, and same with qualitative and quantitative. I want you guys to learn about qualitative, but I didn't want you to do it because, especially if this is your first rodeo when it comes to research at a scholarly level, it's way too much, especially in a 41-day course. That's why I steered everybody right away to quantitative. As I wrote in worksheet 1, I usually let these things kind of filter them away and finish up, and it kind of, people just let it roll around a little bit and think about it. And then by the time module 2 comes, I say, no, let's do, or module 3, I say, no, let's do quantitative. And I talk to each student. I jumped it this time and I said, here's your question. You fill in the blank. You're doing quantitative survey, but you're going to learn about qualitative. And then hopefully you're also going to learn about why I said, don't do qualitative. You're going to say, oh my gosh, thank you for not letting us do qualitative. Because it's tougher. It's great. I love it. I prefer it, but okay, it wasn't time to do it. All right. So this course is kind of like, you got your different levels. You got your learning about all this research, and you got performing research. Okay. And so that's the plot twist. There was no qualitative. All right. So worksheet 6 is doing a qualitative data meaning field. Okay, this is part of what I meant by all this stuff. A qualitative data, and you'll see this. And I'm expecting some thoroughness in the boxes there. You'll see what I mean. All right, but you can understand then why you've got to do this. You got to get your data meaning field. You got to code your work. You got to assign certain things to it when you're doing qualitative. That I just think it's more the walking phase, jogging phase of research instead of the crawling phase where we are in this course. Okay. So the worksheet 6 is going to be about qualitative data, an example of a mini analysis of it. Okay. Worksheet 7 is how to do something of quantitative data, but let's just call it the four-letter word that it is, okay? It's math, okay? Didn't think you get any math in here, did you? Well, it's a process that kind of makes your brain start working in a different way than what we have been doing. And I think it'll be interesting to try it. I would encourage you to, I mean, obviously, I encourage you to do it. It's worth 20 points. Um, but you'll use some dice or these random numbers that we provide. Go through the process. Now, if I haven't told you yet, I suck at math, right? Okay, that's not something I'm proud of, but I'm not going to apologize for it. I want you to go through that process. Now, I'm going to be in all honesty, I cannot check everything. I kind of know what the answers should look like and what they are, but I'm not going to sit there, and sharpen my pencil and start going through all this stuff because, man, they don't pay me enough for that kind of math. But you'll see what I mean, okay? And it'll help you get an idea why these two are so different, qualitative, quantitative, right? Okay, let's do Easter egg number 2. Um, and talk about Easter egg number 2 is pie charts and bar graphs. And we'll get to that in a little bit here. I also want to talk about in Module 6, you got quiz number 3, your final quiz. Okay, it's primarily about collecting data, organizing, disseminating data, analyzing it, presenting it. Okay, if you're doing the workups thus far, you got it. Trust me, you got it. It's multiple choice. You got it, right? Okay, 30 points. So what is that? 10 questions times 3, I guess. So not too bad. All right. The samples I posted in Module 6, same ones that are in Module 5, but I like them a lot. I went through them again today, and there's 3 of my students that I've had in the last year, and they did I think it was such great work. It was never a long session. Nobody I had for C session for that in those samples. They were all like A or B, so they were relatively short. The 7.5-week session, longer than you have here, of course, but just to see what that was capable of. I especially liked the first one. Jesse's his name isn't on there. It's not important, but he did a great job. I mean, it really rocks. I'm still stunned. I mean, he's an older student, definitely still half my age, but he was, and I gave him some little different parameters he could work in. He worked with a lot of senior citizens and stuff, and I think he did a really good job on it, especially if you look at his pie charts. I think they were really good. They're like the 3D kind of cylindrical thing. I think they're really cool. Notice the size of them. Notice how easy it is to read and understand the information, to imagine it. I'd really like to take a look at that one, okay? It's really well done. And his appendix is sharp as a tack. I mean, the guy really went out of his way. I don't know if he's working on his course 8 hours a day or what, but it's fabulous. Fabulous work. So look at it from the table of contents to the sections to the writing to all this stuff to the dissemination of data and the presentation and imagery and then down through his appendix, okay? Not his appendix, but okay. I had a friend his appendix out the other day. That's why it was on my mind. Okay, so sample number 2, she used bar graphs, okay? They're fine, but you can see the writing is a little smaller. So take a look at these things and say, hey, I could improve on that, right? So see what she did there on that one. Still a great report. Okay, great thing. Sample number 3, it's a pretty basic paper all the way through, okay? I mean, she used some really, I think, basic bar graphs, and none of them are wrong, but you can see how I think imagining the data that way really helps, okay? So some other key points: do not put all your questions from your survey in the body of your paper. That is a huge no-no. I'm just worried about how many times I'm gonna have to write, do you remember when this video and I said it's a huge no-no? And because don't do it. It goes in your appendix. Yes, if you're analyzing each question, then you can do that in an analyzation of a question, the answers, what it means to you that you interpreted, looking at the data through a pie chart or a bar graph, and really disseminating it that way. That's great. I just don't want you to, and here are my questions, bam, 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 bam. No, that's just, if you're trying to artificially increase the length of your paper, it's not going to work, okay? Put them in the appendix where they belong. You don't even have to put them in if you don't want to, but you can, okay? You don't have to put all, just whatever. You don't have to overdo it either. You don't have to put a consent form in there because everybody should be doing anonymous. All right. Okay. So What else I want to talk about? Oh, I was thinking about something. I mean, the overall sense of the paper. I know I got Module 7 video to talk to you more about this stuff, but just make sure that you corrected the issues that were in the lit review. I'm going to be scoring the proposals this weekend, and we'll take a look at those. You can fight me on that, but you guys have been doing a pretty good job on that stuff. I like it. So I think that is it. Like I said, I always remember something as soon as I'm done here. Okay, so 10 days left. Let's see. Let's go with Easter egg number 3. This one's come up quite a bit here as we as we get rolling towards the end. And I think it's gonna come up again and again and again, and I want to say it again. No apologies, okay? I'm not offended. I'm not hurt. Okay, you shouldn't be either. No shame, no embarrassment. If something's late, if something doesn't get done, if something, don't apologize. It's all good. It's cool, right? Look at that's forks up and that's peace. It's all good. You'll get it done. Okay, you'll do it, and it'll happen right for you. So, like I said, don't ask me for my forgiveness, my apologies, and don't need to ask for an extension if you're relatively up to date. Just turn it in. I'm not paying attention to that either. I'm just not. I'm scoring things when they get submitted. And then, or like the proposal, I let it bunch up after the due date. Sorry, I even said that word. But then when there's a nice chunk, I think there's 30 of them in there now. I'm gonna start looking at them. Okay. All right. So I think we're good. 16 and a half minutes that you're not going to get back in your life. Uh, Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's a good movie. I lived in the 69, so I know it was. Let's see, that's about it. I'll be rolling out of Wisconsin next Saturday, going to Renaissance Fair, and then taking off from there. Be on the road next weekend, and then in Cottonwood, Arizona by Monday night for the grand finale. So if you guys get a hold of me during the weekend, you still can. Okay, I'm just going to be checking my email at my stops, gas stops, and things like that, and we'll go from there. All right, but I'm here all week. Okay, try the veal. All right, see you later. Peace.